Hello gang, welcome along, thanks for coming back to see me. Welcome to a few new subs. Chris the Tiger, hello mate, how are you doing? Today I'm in a field which I've never done before. This is my private blackcurrant. Never been here before, never even set eyes on it. I didn't realise it was so big. So I'm going to run up and down, just have a scout really and see what we got. It's obviously been sprayed with something which I ain't too sure what. If I've got another head by the end of the video or a horn growing out of there or something, you'll know that it's not great, but hey, we'll see how it goes. I'll see you on the very first one. Quite a bit, and it's very, very, very quiet. I mean, eerily quiet. Lump of iron. I'm not an expert in iron, but as far as I'm concerned, that's not a keeper. And that's it so far. Nice little bag seal, probably seed, judging by the size of it. TJP. Might be traceable. Have a look back at the ranch. It has been an absolute nightmare of a day. Been followed around by a bloke with a chainsaw, so I couldn't film anything, but to be honest, I really haven't found anything worth filming. What do you think? Not metal. But I think obviously, maybe that way, obviously napped at some point. It's good, isn't it? Hand tool maybe of some kind. I would have said that was definite. That's quite cool, isn't it? Yeah, something like that maybe. Ye oldie ice pick. Who knows? We'll leave that for the stone collectors to come and get one day. Nothing to report, I'm afraid, today. Nothing to report at all. Just to add insult to injury, what is very likely to be the very last hole of the day is my one and only coin of the day. 1944 threepenny bit. Unbelievable. Well, at least we've got a coin, I suppose. That's one thing. For the 3.5, 4 hours I've been out, is it quite worth it? I'm not too sure. Never mind. Well, second hole. First bit was just a lump of lead. Second hole. Very old, I think that's... I wouldn't have said that was a button, I would have said that was a dress weight, wouldn't you? Stitch goes through there. Might have been a button. I'm going to put that down as a hem weight. That's pretty cool. Great fun. Artefact. We have an artefact. I think I've got a little keyhole. Freaky old. There you go, look at that. Let's give that a quick field clean and see if we can see anything exciting. Oh, I like that. There we go, that'll clean up a bit better at the ranch. I think that's a little keyhole. It's come from a little casket of some kind. That's pretty cool, I'm liking that. Like I said, we'll give it a clean up back at Detector Ranch and have a look at that. Oh, I like that. I think we got ourselves a nice post-medieval strap end. There's the two rivet holes that correspond that side, you can just about see. And that'll have been folded over on the end of a bit of leather on a harness or even a belt to some extent. That's pretty cool, isn't it? These were, some of them, highly decorative. I can't see much on that. It might clean up a bit at the ranch. We'll have a look. Sun's out. We're not doing too bad. Welcome back, guys. You don't actually find me at the ranch, you find me at my work desk. So let's just have a quick race through. This is the combination of the last two searches that we've been out on. The first one was, well, it was majority, it was that lot, to be quite honest. Let's just, there we go, that sorts that. Let's have a quick run through. Got a little bag seal, nothing exciting. TJP, I've not even researched that, so maybe I will at some point, but little bag seal. Threepenny bit. I was going to do a piece on rhyming slang, but I thought I'd alienate half the audience if I did. So there you go, threw me a bit. That's pretty much the only coin we found recently. No idea, could be anything. Few weights. Obviously a loom weight. If I was to clean that up, that would be just a little hoop of lead. It's an old loom weight. Various buttons, including a couple of tunic buttons, but they're all general service. Nothing that exciting. Two buckles. One's still got the articulated roller on it, so they're not that old. Lead soldier. Sim better days. There we go. He's all right, isn't he? Well, he was all right once upon a time. Little alloy ring. No idea. Could be from anything. Bit of harness, bit of tack. Who knows? I don't. Big bore musket ball. Well, presumably it's a musket ball. I suppose it could. Well, yeah, it was a musket ball. It's too round to be a weight, so it was definitely a musket ball that's uncomfortably hit something. That one has also had a whack. There we go. I think this is from a casket. It's a little lock plate from some form of casket, which could go, judging by the style of it, it could go as far back as being medieval. They were quite crude back then, and that is quite crude. I mean, they've got the little bowl at the end, but that is at the bottom there. But that's fairly generic, to be honest. That's where the key went in, obviously. I think that's from a little casket. I say they could go as far back as medieval. And so, with this, our little strap end, which we'll have a quick talk about now. I'd like to thank my subscribers and my wife and anyway, medieval strap end. I think I've traced this one. It's only basic, it's not patterned. It may have been painted at some point. Probably had a little cross thing just on the end of there, but it's so fragile, and you know, it's been in the ground for 500 years, so what do you expect? Been churned over and churned over as it's gone. But there you go, that's quite nice. Now, the medieval ages in UK, kind of 1066, after the old Normans got here and changed the world, changed our world anyway. I mean, when they arrived, the old churches all changed and the architecture changed, and every level of society was obliged to serve the level above. So I'd be down the bottom and just had to do what I'm told by everybody, pretty much. Now, obviously, this was found in Canterbury, where I'm based. Canterbury, for those of you that don't know, was a Roman-built settlement. It's a walled city that the Romans built. There was already a settlement here, but they kind of built it up and Romanised it and did all the things that Roman did. We had a circus and all of that business here once upon a time. The Vikings come along in just before the medieval period, in about 1011, something like that. The Vikings turned up and they besieged our city and kicked 7 barrels out of Canterbury, pretty much. They got hold of the Archbishop and killed him, which was nice. So in 1066, when William the Conqueror did all his thing down in Hastings, and he walked through the Normans all walked through and charged through the country, Canterbury just went, nah, we know what that's like. Jog on, mate, help yourself, do what you want, we're not going to fight. So they didn't. So William the Conqueror walked in and changed Canterbury again and put his own twist on it. He built a castle in the middle of Canterbury. Then a few years later, Henry II, he got fed up with the Archbishop of Canterbury, Thomas à Becket, famous, you can all look it up, it's all quite famous. So he got done as well. That's the second Archbishop got done. It's just not a great job with a great future, seemingly. Anyway, so he was done. And that led pilgrims and everything to rush to Canterbury because Thomas à Becket was sainted and everything else. And Geoffrey Chaucer wrote the Canterbury Tales, even though there's no evidence of Geoffrey Chaucer actually coming to Canterbury or ever setting foot in Canterbury. He wrote the Canterbury Tales, a famous book, as famous as Shakespeare in some educational think tanks. You know what I mean? There was a castle in the middle of Canterbury, and then in 1215, the French decided to come over and have a go. So the French come over and have a go, and they captured the castle. And so there, the French, Louis, Prince Louis, was camped away his men were camped away in the middle of Canterbury in their castle, and half his men got bored. They got fed up and thought, well, we kind of like Henry. We'll go with Henry. And they just gave up, just went. And that was that. Don't ask me. I don't know. When the Black Death came, the Middle Ages, about the 1300s, mid-1300s, Canterbury had, by population, was the 10th biggest city in the country. By the end of the Black Death, there was 10,000 people, which was the 10th biggest city. By the end of the Black Death, in about the 1600s, or just before the 1600s, there was 3,000 people left. So that wasn't very good, was it? I mean, it proper affected us here. Yeah, I mean, it proper affected everybody around the country, but because it was so populated, it spread rapidly and wiped out an awful lot of people. So that was that. And in 1381, in the middle of all of that, another archbishop went up to London and got his head chopped off in the Peasants' Revolt. So there you go. Don't become an archbishop. It's not good for you. Medieval ages, I think it was a bit tough. Cheers for watching. There you go. I'll see you guys on the next one, and hopefully we'll be able to record it at the ranch. See you soon.